Happy Friday. Can you believe it? It's already Friday. Happy Friday, Chris. Hi, April. Hi, beautiful angels. I know. It's 11:22 today. Big day. Big energetic day today. Big energetic day today. Hello, Yaya. Grand rising, darling. Hi, Victoria. Hi, beautiful angels. All of your life you've been waiting. What you have known has arrived. Carrying gifts that will change this world. Things that amaze and define. An energy source for tomorrow. Running for clearing the air. In every country apart we're free. Sharing and lending our hands for this land. For the plan. For this plan. So into these uncharted waters, I'm meant to travel through time, coping with energy taking needs, so instant and radical strength. Sharing the knowledge, openly admitting the right. Grand rising, Deanna. Hi, beautiful angel. Hi, Cinnamon. Hello, darling. For this land, for the plan, for this land, for the plan. My hubby's supposed to be home early, so he'll probably be home before class ends. It's like, I'm gonna be home early today. I'm like, okay. Hello, Jill. Yes, 11:22 today. Big energy day. I'll check out the Schumann. See what that's looking like. Snow there. Hello, Irish. Hi, beautiful angel. Oh, gonna turn to rain. It was wet this morning here. Grand rising, Pepsi. Hi, beautiful angel. Try your telepathy is what they're saying. Try it. Try your telepathy. No worries. No worries. Everything is divine time, and it's always on the YouTube. I put up the last 2 days yesterday. So, because I missed one day. But they're both up now. You can always go back and watch it if you want, if you miss anything. Yeah. Yes. Wonderful. Absolutely, Irish. Absolutely. And ask your dragon guide to come in, and your angels, your team. Ask your team to come in and help you for your highest good. Love is the key. Hi, Ashley. Hi, beautiful angel. We have a message today I got last night from Melchizedek. Melchizedek is one of the authors of the Urantia book. So we have a message from him today, and we're going to do the Immortal, of course. And then we've got the Book of Enoch. And I also got, I downloaded the Emerald tablets of Thoth. And you know, it's funny because not only in my reading with Forest Fairy was I a teacher, and this was way before I started classes, but Thoth was in my reading also. Yep. A lot of people say that Thoth is bad. You know, someone was saying yesterday that the Galactic Federation of Light is bad. Now, there is a faction, of course, that are bad. I'm not sure what they call themselves. Maybe Galactic Federation, but I don't think so. But they are the Greys, the negative polarity Greys, the Zeta, and the Reptilians, negative polarity, and the Dracos. Those are the ones that are around the planet that are of negative polarity. Yeah. You don't associate with Thoth? I find wisdom in all sorts of things. I think a lot of things are made to look bad or evil to throw us off our game. To throw us off our game. Yeah. Yep. Not the Greys. Hey, Dolly. All right, that was Sky Scent. All right, let's see. We're going to put rainbow butterflies on. Yellow by Coldplay. Ooh. Absolutely, Cinderella. Hi, beautiful angel. Oh, awesome. Okay, Lynette. Perfect. Yeah. I don't think you can tag in I don't think you can tag in YouTube. Yes. Aw, Dolly, sending you lots of prayers and strength, darling, if you're moving. Moving's always hard. Moving is always hard. All right. We can go ahead and do our cards for the day. We've got quite a bit to get through. So here we go. And we are going to pull a rune. We are going to pull a rune for the day. Today's Friday. Rune Day Friday. Okay. Chakra wisdom card is, the throat chakra. Setting boundaries. I teach others how to love and respect me by how I love and respect myself. My integrity is supported when I express my thoughts and feelings. I am aware of excessively wanting to please others. I will maintain and grow my personal power by saying yes when I mean yes and saying no when I want to say no. I speak up for myself and I set boundaries. Hi, Sharon. Hi, beautiful angel. Hello. I speak up for myself and I set boundaries regarding other people's behavior. I do this by asking for what I do want, such as respect, patience, tolerance, and support, rather than telling them what I don't want. Yes. Hi, Trina. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Brandy. Hi, beautiful angels. Okay. My throat's giving me problems today. Dang it already. Aurora, can you help with that? Thank you. Okay. Here is our healing energy oracle. Healing energy says courage. I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light and I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. Yes, I am a being of new life. It's freezing. Oh, you mean it's cold. I was like, is my screen freezing? One step at a time. I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. Yes. Oh, you're wearing a headband around your throat to protect your throat chakra. Interesting. And learning to love myself. I choose to see the beauty in me. My wealth lies in my nature and potential. I transform my weaknesses into strengths. I realize that I am a being of light and I allow myself to shine. Yes, allow yourself to shine. And there's St. Elmo's fire. There's St. Elmo's fire. That reminds us that we are the flames. We are the flames. Ah, Christy, the Council of Eight. Yes, absolutely. I got contacted by them yesterday through Pinterest. Yep. If you have, Christy, I know you have Discord. If you go into my Pinterest, into my channel, there is a Pinterest about the Council of Eight. Click on that, and you may find some information. I may be able to get you some information off that. Oh gosh, yes, Victoria, it sure has. It sure has. It's been right along with what, that's where I found the Melchizedek. The Melchizedek message was there too. All right, this is our Work Your Light Rainbow. Grab those codes. The answer is no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. All right. So if you needed the answer to something, the answer is no. If you choose, right? If you choose. If you decide. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. A lot of us are here to break all the chains of our ancestors. I'll find it for you, Christy. I believe it's in my Pinterest. I'll find it. And get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Connect with nature. Yes. All right, here's our rose cards. Our rose cards are healing the mother line, healing ancestral work, mother line, growing up. Yes. I was reminded yesterday the females on the planet are the portals, right? Males cannot be portals. Only females can be portals. Healing this mother line. They want to cause dis-ease in it. We are healing it. Right? You can see the things that they do compared to the things that we do and believe. Right? Codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Look, that looks like a baby coming out of the womb, right? The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. Take the next step. Yes. Thank you, Betty. They're a little old, but they're cute. And then we have Sophia. Yes. Divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, destiny. Sophia. The Sophia code, the 777. The Golden Dragon tribe. Yes. Yes, these cards are right on point. Right on point. Our fairy card, journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. Ahaha. So Christina was talking about people going to Italy. All meeting in Italy. Who knows? That may happen. Will we make that happen? Aha. Here's our animal for the day, and it's a coyote, the revealer of truth. The revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Learn from them. Yes. Okay. Here is our angel cards. Who knows what the future holds, right? We create. We still have to create the future. We haven't created that yet. We created the past, which is over. We are creating in every now moment, but we have not created the future yet. Change in direction. The changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future. So follow your path to the happy outcomes that you desire. Yes, right? Happy outcomes. Good Friday, Pippi. Hello, darling. Here's our awakened dreamer. Says the nectar of now. Yes. Stop and drop into the marrow of the moment. The nectar of now. Where all your multiple simultaneous lifetimes converge. Laser beam the wisdom you've accrued over millennia into the circumstances you are blessed to face with grace today. The nectar of now. We just talked about the now moments, right? Here's our butterfly for the day. All right. I am thankful for many things, and my gratitude attracts abundance into my life. Yes, be thankful. Be grateful. What do we do with the song of the 144,000? We thank God for our abilities, for our light, for our love, right? That's what we do. Yeah. Wow, April. Dang. Yes, they are. They are very dark. Here's our Ascended Master for the day. And it's Hilarion. Divine healing. That's your heart chakra right there. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. Your light supports others. All right, let's get into the rune for the day. We've got lots to cover today. Here we go. Oh, darling, we embrace our crazy over here. This might not be the place for you if you think we're crazy. Here we go. All right, guys, we got this one. And I'm going to tell you which one that is in just a moment. It is the Berkana, the birth, the birch, the Berkana rune. And let's see. What message does the Berkana rune hold? Ahaha. We were just talking about that females on the planet are the portals, right? We're the only ones that can be the portals, right? So Berkana represents birth, fertility, and creation. It is a rune associated with the birch tree and signifies a time of growth and renewal. This is not only in the literal sense of birth, but also in the creation and development of new projects, partnerships, or personal transformation. Yes, we are all transforming into butterflies, guys. We sure are. When our 12-strand DNA is connected, we turn into the butterfly. So that is what the Berkana is all about. It is about rebirth. And now we shall have our message from Melchizedek. And let me see. What did I do with it? Oh, my goodness. All right. Is that it? No. What did I do with it? Wait a minute. Must be on my way. There it is. Okay. Lord Melchizedek, wisdom unveiled, insights from the guides. Dear souls, I salute you. I am Melchizedek, but I am speaking with a group. Several of us will answer your questions. Okay, these are questions. So we repeat a lot of questions, and let's just take a few of them. What do they expect from us? What do our group on the other side and in the galactics, what do they expect of us? Right? What do we as guides expect from you? May you turn your gaze towards joy. May you turn your gaze towards life. And may you turn your gaze towards love. That's it. We don't expect anything from you other than what you ultimately came here to do. We don't really have any needs, wants, only the need, desire, or will to see you evolve according to your desire, your path, and your understanding. You have much more expectations of us than we have of you. Right? How many of us call on them daily? I call on Aurora daily. I call on my angels daily, my team daily to help me. And all they ask of us is to be joyful and to be loving and kind, right? That's all they ask from us. Our message, the message of the Virgin or the message of beings who are in this holiness, is often to say to you, love one another, repent, pray, move towards the light. We know this because it brings you to a fairer path, to a simpler timeline, to a greater understanding of what is happening. You know, when we are in a real spiritual consciousness, we no longer need questions to move forward. We move forward from the answers. This is why we expect nothing from you except the hope, perhaps, surely even, of seeing you in your best state, in your best light, in your best understanding. So, why do people experience upheaval in their lives? Because each of these upheavals is a test. Will I continue to love? Will I find a way to ally, or will I separate? Will I continue on the side of light, or will I turn towards non-light, anger, fear, hatred, anguish? What does this non-light represent? All these trials are not sent by us. We do not send any trials. And to go further, God does not send any trials. God can send what we call warnings, but the test is always experienced by humans. It is always the human who chooses whether this is a test or a training to love. The answer is eminently training to love. In your life, separations should not separate you from love. Illnesses should not separate you from love of the body, from love of this earth. These upheavals are often, unfortunately, alerts for people who have fallen asleep a little on their way, or who believed they were on the right track, and for whom it is necessary to make some reminders of what is essential in the life. Not just in a physical life, in a spiritual life above all. Hi, hippie. Hi, darling. To the extent that we sometimes hear people say, Sylvain, I've been in these things. We hear it when you speak to this channel, and he usually answers them alone. This time, let us answer. I have been in a spiritual life. I've done many things. I've learned many things. And yet this still happens to me. This still happens to me. This means that you have not, your love is still quite masculine. If you allow me this expression, your remarks are often of the same order. You see, masters, guides, I go to the gym every week. I lift weights every week. And there, I have to lift a mass of 100 kilograms at once and I can't do it. Yet I go to the gym every week. Yes, dear friend, only in the gym every week you lift weights. And of course, when the test materially reaches you, you cannot do it. It's an analogy. That's an analogy. It is that most of the time you believe you have taken the path. You believe you know, however, knowing is not doing. It is not being. It's just knowing. And you must not be satisfied with training moreover. You must also know how to really confront what the dark forces are, what the bad energies are, so that when they reach you, you are really trained to leave these energies, not to separate you, to release them, and possibly even, if you are powerful masters, to love them. Right? We got to learn to love them, no matter who they are. That is when you become a true master. When nothing can shake you. Nothing. So when you experience upheaval, understand that it can be seen as a reminder of what is truly true and right. and a reminder that it is not enough to know it, but also to see it, to live it, to cross it. In these trials, of course, you are not alone, and there our help can be useful. We are able to give some advice on posture, behavior. Here too, humans always imagine, if the guides love me, the outcome will be favorable for me. The question is not whether the outcome is favorable or unfavorable to you. For example, in a judgment, rather, what will you have learned? Even if the judgment does not go your way, even if the healing does not appear, what have you learned? What have you understood? What have you experienced? What is your experience? Because it is with it that you will come to heaven. With this experience, not with a judgment of man, only with a judgment of God, if I may say so, of the God that you are. Right? It will be of no use to arrive in heaven with the slightest diploma. On the other hand, each of your stories, each of your adventures is the real value that is yours, the real path. We may possibly appear cold to you in saying this. On the contrary, in fact, we are full of love for you. We know the path you have lived. For the most part, the people who are helping you are Ascension Masters. So people who have already experienced what you feel like you are going through here, only now for the first time for some of you, of course you have to hang on. Of course, we must continue. How do we stay afloat in the waves and tumult of the moment? How do we not sink? How do we not sink? Understanding that you are really, truly now on the biggest training ground. And that everything you have experienced before is just a joke almost. Excuse the expression, it was simple. For years, through this channel and others, we have been repeating, prepare yourself, be ready, raise your nature, raise your energy. I don't know who that is. Raise your energy, raise your vibrations, prepare yourself, be ready. Well, the time has come, and now in this time, in this moment. Why do these people keep calling me? How do we not lose our minds? Because we don't let things on the outside control the way we feel on the inside, Flower Power. That is how. If you think you're sinking, if you are afraid that the wave will overwhelm you, it's because you've gone through everything a little too lightly. Let me tell you. However, there is still time. Don't worry. You don't have to sink. You don't have to sink. Just climb back up. What are the real values? Is love, peace, and joy something that is brought to you by what? By money? By power? It's very temporary, if that. No, it is a decision that brings you to peace, love, and joy. A decision. Holy moly! Wow! Can you believe this? This is right along the teachings of what we're learning in the Immortal. You cannot make this stuff up, guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. It is you. Okay, so we know that we are the decision, right? We learn that through the Immortal. Now, if I reword this, it says, it is you that brings you to peace, love, and joy. You. And you cost nothing. Just to make up your mind and align yourself with yourself. Ding, ding, ding. By constantly stopping and saying, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but external circumstances, yes, but that's not reality, you are wrong. Reality often has the power you give it. It is much more flexible than you imagine. This reality is ultimately just a flow of energy that responds to you. The reality of events is only the sum of your fears sometimes, whereas it could be the sum of your joys if you accepted it. It's easier for you if she is the sum of your fears. It's easy. The path of shadow, of non-light, it's always easier than the path of light. Therefore, we need to change our attitudes. Universe is saying, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. It is not up to us to ensure that you do not sink, but it is up to you and every decision that you make. We can encourage you. We can be there and tell you, go for it. You have this strength. You have this power. You have this ability, of course, and we confirm it here. However, it is up to you to make the effort. It's difficult to understand. We don't feel the pressure you put on the guides. It doesn't bother us, and we understand you. It's you who makes the journey. It is you who are your own savior. What card did we get today, guys? What did we get today? We got change in direction, and we got journey. We got journey. Right? You are your own savior. When you arrive on earth, there are archangelic forces that do everything to help you raise your vibration. And there are archontic forces that do everything to lower your vibration. The choice is always yours, though. So the choice of archons is often easier. I just have to let it happen. I just have to obey. I just have to say nothing. Even though it is true, often the archangelic choice in any case, that of your true nature, will require an action. It will require work. A work which goes in the direction of what you really want in your heart and deep of yourself. This is the work. You know, the one who sinks in water is the one who doesn't know that if his lungs are full, he can't sink. And on earth, the one who will collapse is the one who does not realize that if he is not filled with love, he or she will sink. It's simpler than it seems, because your true nature is filled with this energy, whose presence you wish to receive permanently. Let's continue. All right. We'll continue this tomorrow because I do want to get into the Immortal. I feel it has a really good message today that I want to leave you with for the weekend. But wow. Yes, Melchizedek, thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your wisdom. And I believe you can hear us and see us. I know you watch us every day as we're learning to embrace our true power and our true who we are at a soul level, right? We are learning to embrace that every day. So we will continue that tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Monday. Monday. I want to get into the Immortal. So the Immortal is John the Revelator, the author of the Apocalypse or the Revelations in our Bible. Never died. He never died because Jesus said, you will walk the earth until I come back. And he is still here. He still walks the earth after 2,000 years. And this book has the fascinating story of one man's encounter with a virtual immortal. All right. So This is the question. Remember, we left off, Elizabeth had a question for John. Elizabeth had a question for John. What's wrong, Dar? Who doesn't feel like you belong where? Feel like you belong where? What do you mean, Jill? You feel like you don't belong? You feel like you don't belong here? Just along what Ashley was saying. Talk about the sacrament. You're the one who makes them. Right, Ashley. I agree. We want to be around people that understand us. Oh, you feel like you don't belong here on earth. Okay. So we are getting homesick. We've been here a long time. Yes, we've been here a long time doing this over and over, looping over and over. For us in here, I believe it's our last life here on earth. And that's why we are brought together. And we get each other because we are on the same frequency. And Endgame is the same for us. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, all of us feel like we don't belong on earth. Well, you know, I felt that way. And I tried to leave Earth, and I was stopped by an angel, by a galactic, by a Palladian angel. She stopped me, and she showed me the future. She showed me you guys. She showed me teaching, and she showed me with my soul family that everything was going to be okay, because I felt so alone back then. So alone. There was no one that talked like I talked. There was no one. I mean, this was when I was like 30 years old. You know, I had the Urantia book for 10 years. No one spoke like I did. No one. Yes. We all came for a reason. Yes. We all came for a reason. All right. We're going to get into this question. We're going to get into this question. I know where I'm from. I'm from Tegeta in the Palladian system. I know that when I'm done this life and when I'm called home, that I will go back to Tegeta. That is what I want to do. I want to go back to living there for a while. And then maybe I'll choose to save another planet, because that is what we do. We come to these planets with evil on them, and we save them with our light. That's what we do. Yep. Right now, the earth is our home, and we will be here until we are called home. And that doesn't mean if you hear in your head, come home, because you'll just loop if you do that. Yeah. We have been moving timelines, though, hippie. We have been moving them. Yep. Hi, Mark. Hi, darling. I ain't looping again. Exactly. No more looping. We're here because we don't want to loop. All right. The question. I feel kind of strange asking a question, said Elizabeth. You already knew I wanted to ask you something. I wouldn't be surprised if you knew what it was. John looked at Elizabeth and said, I could discern the question if I wanted to put attention on it. But there is something to be said about normal human exchange. It helps to crystallize thought in the minds of both parties if there is an honest communication. Go ahead, ask your question. I have a question I know many people who have misfortune have. There are many people in the world who are good people who have diseases like I do, and many in even worse circumstances. Yet some truly evil and undeserving people have perfect health and are even born into a life of wealth and ease. Then there are some innocent babies and children who suffer terrible disease and death, or a life of hunger and poverty, whereas others are born to a life of comfort and good health. My disease has caused me to reflect upon the unfairness of it all. Ministers say God will work it all out in his plan, but that does not satisfy me. It used to, but not after I got this illness. Now I feel I must find out the reason behind this unfair suffering. John paused a moment and answered, have you heard the statement that has been circulating lately, that life isn't fair? I've been hearing that a lot lately, I injected. The funny thing is, everyone used to insist God is just, therefore life is fair. Then one day, someone, I don't remember who, publicly stated that life is not fair, and it just seemed to catch on. Now everyone is saying it. And why do you suppose everyone is saying that? Said John. Because if we go by our current knowledge and observation, life is obviously unfair, said Elizabeth. I don't know how many times I've looked up and asked the question, why me? But there never seems to be an answer. Her eyes became moist. Yet if God is truly just, does it not make sense that life would be fair? Indeed, if life isn't fair, then God isn't fair, John said. I've often thought that, I said. If God is indeed just, then life would have to be ultimately fair. Even the Bible says that as ye sow, so shall ye reap. I don't believe Elizabeth has sowed anything in this life but good, even if she is in some denial. It still doesn't seem fair she should suffer the way she does. Oh, I remember this. This chapter is really good, guys. John nodded slightly and said, so if Elizabeth has done nothing in this life to deserve such punishment, and if a sick baby has done nothing to deserve the pain he receives, then when could they have done things that would cause these problems? Well, if the cause was not in this life, then it has to happen before birth, either in some spiritual sphere or some previous life here on the earth, I said. And which do you think is the actual cause? John asked. I tend to gravitate toward the belief in past lives, I said. But there are several problems that keep me from embracing the doctrine wholeheartedly. And what are these problems? John asked. I basically believe the Bible is an inspired work, and my relationship with you has enhanced that belief. After all, you are proof that much of the New Testament is true. There is a statement in the book of Hebrews that says, it is given unto men once to die. Now, if we die only once, then we would only be born once. And do you have any other barriers to a belief in multiple lives? He asked. The other thing that bothers me, I said, is I have done a lot of reading of various books on religion, philosophy, the New Age, and so on, and have embraced a handful of books and teachers who I think are truly inspired to a degree. The weird thing is that two teachers who seem equally inspired disagree on reincarnation. Some seem to indicate it is true, and the Bible and other good books seem to be against it. but I feel within me there is truth in the doctrines on both sides of the issue. So I've always been unsettled about it. Have you ever participated in a hypnotic regressions? He asked. I have been interested in the subject ever since I heard about Bertie Murphy when I was young, I said. I studied a little hypnosis and experimented on friends and have had some fascinating regressions. Some very impressive past lives seem to surface. I have also talked to a number of people who have done regressions. Have you ever taken Elizabeth back to a past life? Unfortunately, she does not seem to be a good subject for hypnosis. So what conclusion have you arrived at on the subject of past lives? I am pretty much open to anything. The concept of past lives seems logical and fair, but I have also considered that we have the memory of our ancestors embedded within our DNA, and in regression we tune into some ancient memories recorded in our physical structure. But even if such a tuning in were possible, it would not rule out multiple lives, he said. Well, if there is reincarnation, I must have been pretty wicked in the past, said Elizabeth. I must have tortured someone to death or something like that. Actually, you're not far from the truth, he said. You were one of those who tortured confessions out of the Knights of the Temple during the Spanish Inquisition. Elizabeth and I both dropped our jaws. You've got to be kidding, I exclaimed. This was the first time I seriously doubted John. I cannot for the life of me imagine Elizabeth torturing anyone. She goes out of her way to avoid stepping on a bug. But she was under orders from the Pope. Do you realize what that meant to her internally? It would put pressure on her, but I think she would have risen above it, I said somewhat defensively. Elizabeth's eyes were glazed over at this point. But in that age, she was a young man who was raised as one devoted to the Pope. To him, the Pope was the voice of God. Do you realize how many sincere believers in history have resisted that which they truly believed to be the voice of God? Well, not too many, I suppose. Less than that, said John. The answer is virtually none. But aren't there many people every day who disobey God? Elizabeth asked. It appears so, said John. But these people you speak of do not really believe they are defying a real and living God. In that life, you were under the sincere illusion that the Pope's words were God's words. So you actually considered it an act of faith to obey. You felt that such obedience would ensure a place in heaven, and that disobedience would send you to hell. This is a form of belief that is almost beyond human capacity to deny. The only way around it is to lose your faith or see through the illusion. Actually, the entity will lose his faith in numerous lifetimes before he finally sees through the illusion and gains a true and living faith. So even though she was sincerely misled, she still has to pay for her acts, I asked. Cause and effect is a little like gravity, John replied. Whether you fall off a cliff accidentally or jump off willingly, you are still subject to the law. The soul especially wants us to learn a lesson if we commit a harmful act under the orders of one who takes the place of God. We must all learn the lesson of Joan of Arc and listen to the inner voice rather than the outer authority. John paused a moment. Actually, all of us have had similar debts to pay off at one time or another. If any person thinks he is not capable of such atrocities in the right circumstances is fooling himself. Even those who crucified Jesus thought they were doing the will of God and considered themselves righteous for doing it. How right you are, said John. In this life, you are learning to search within. You have a sense there is some truth in my words. Something about them just feels right to you. It's strange, but you're right, she said. So I take this to mean there is such a thing as reincarnation? John looked toward the ceiling for a moment, as if he were searching for the right words, then said, yes and no. How can the answer be yes and no? Hi, Christine VX. Hi, beautiful. How can the answer be yes and no? I asked. You brought up an important point earlier, he said. You mentioned that some inspired teachings seem to favor reincarnation, whereas others discouraged it. Have you ever considered that both groups of teachers were correct? Not really, I said. It would seem as if the principle is either true or false, not true and false. A yes and no answer seems to be impossible. John paused a moment. As the soul evolves and one travels into the light, at first things appear to clarify and concrete answers seem to appear. Then, as illusion is broken up, that which seems to be clear becomes foggy again. Then, when the fog clears, concrete answers on a higher level appear. But in time, they too are broken up and rearranged. There are concrete points of truth in time and space, but we consistently add new points that change the image of the picture we see. Thus, we can see why it is difficult for any two people to agree on ideology, for each sees an image around his limited understanding. Truth is not relative, but the image of truth we have in our minds is indeed relative to our understanding. Even so, the fact as to whether or not there is reincarnation is relative to what you think you are. If you think you are your body, emotions, or even mind, there is no reincarnation. For after death, these three parts of yourself are changed forever. Since few people know more than is represented by their body, feelings, and mind, which is their whole personality, to them, reincarnation does not exist. Then there are others in the East who see the body, emotions, and mind as vehicles, and the real part of ourselves as a part of God. For these people, reincarnation is a reality, because this real part of ourselves does continue to exist and gets recycled. So I take it, this real part of ourselves, which seems to be that part of us that makes decisions, is reborn in both East and West, I added. It's just that many religions in the West see humans as personalities rather than a part of divinity. That is correct, said John. Religions in the West see survival after death as the survival of our personality makeup, whereas most of the cultures that believe in reincarnation, which is a majority of the world's population, see it more as survival of consciousness. So after I die and am reborn, am I still me or someone else? Asked Elizabeth. You will always be you, but not you as you are today, said John. As you can guess, in each life, you will have a new physical body, and each physical body will have a certain influence on us because the form and makeup of each one is unique. Even a plastic surgeon will testify that a simple nose job or something that alters physical beauty can change a person's personality. Doctors tell us that some of us have certain chemicals in the brain that can cause alcoholism or depression. The point is, the quality and type of your physical body definitely influences who you appear to be. If you and I were to change bodies, we would both be under a different influence and act a little differently. So in each lifetime, do our feelings also change? I asked, becoming more interested. Our feelings or our emotional body undergoes the greatest change for the average person because the consciousness of the average person is centered in the emotional self. So what causes a change in our emotional self and how much change is involved, I asked. Your emotional body not only changes between lives, but it changes some within one lifetime. For instance, 20 years ago, your physical body looked different than it does now, and it also influenced you a little differently. The same goes for your emotional self. If you think back to how your feelings responded to various situations, you will realize that over the years, you have changed some in that aspect as well. A larger change takes place between lives, and especially during the period of gestation. Your emotional body undergoes an adjustment to prepare you for the new things you will learn and experience in your next life. This may cause a fairly dramatic change in your outward projection and may change you from an extrovert in one life to an introvert in another. Or it may change you from one who loves to associate with people to one who loves to tinker with things. Or it could change your interest from a love of art to a love of business. So does the mind also undergo a change? Elizabeth asked. In some people it does, but you may be surprised to learn that true mental energy is not awakened in most of humanity. That which most people call mind is really physical brain activity. True mind is much higher than that and is higher than the emotions. It controls and directs the feeling nature. Is that why so few people seem to be capable of arguing or debating in a logical manner? I asked. Yes, John replied. People of all stage of evolution argue and debate, but the majority with sleeping minds are limited to using their brains and feelings. If such a one has been taught and programmed well, he can put up a good argument until he matches wits with an awakened mind. Such an awakened person can confound the most highly educated with a minimum of facts, even on subjects on which he has little direct knowledge. So, how many people have awakened minds? I asked. Only about 10% of humanity are awakening on a mental basis. Of that percentage, only a very small number are close to being fully awake. Does this have anything to do with the fact that we only use less than 10% of our brain? Asked Elizabeth. What you are referring to, said John, is our brain again. It is another matter. Most of humanity uses 0% of that because it is sleeping and has not been awakened. And how do you tell if your mind is awake? She asked. The person with the unawakened mind will be limited in his personal philosophy and belief to what he feels and what he has been taught or what is recorded in his memory. The person with the awakened mind will not be so limited. He will be capable of putting several apparently unrelated facts together under what is called a principle. And using principles, he can arrive at a new vistas of truth without the aid of the regular educational process. Sometimes these new truths will conform to his feelings, and sometimes they do not. In either case, the awakened one will consider the new insights. All right, I'm going to stop there, and we will continue that tomorrow, talking about the awakened mind, because, yeah, a lot of people in here have awakened minds, right? When we watch a movie, Okay, if you watch a movie, this is just an example. If you watch a movie with an unawake, I know 5 minutes till snap time. If you watch a movie with an unawakened person, they're going to see that movie in a totally different way than you. They are going to see that movie in a totally different way than you. You're going to see all the nuances, everything about them. You're going to see all the in-between things. That is an awakened mind. Hello, sunset child. Hi, beautiful angel. Someone that is not awake will see something else totally different than you, right? Yeah. When I watch a movie, I see so many different things in it. I'll tell you who is the most awakened person I know, though. It's my husband. That man, he can you can put any subject in front of him and he will have something to say about it. And he will be spot on. He's got that he can read a book. He's got that where like in college he got straight A's because he has that photographic memory. He is so freaking smart. He confounds my brain all the time. Yes. Aren't they smart pants? They're smarty pants. Yes. It's like yes, he does. He is very down to earth, very down to earth. And he'll even tell me sometimes that I'm wrong. And he'll say that he'll make me he'll prove that I'm wrong, and I'll be like, "Well, this is my reality, honey. You live in your reality, I live in mine." Yep. And yeah. I want to get on live sometime on TikTok with him so you guys can meet him. Because he'll probably blow your freaking mind. You can bring up any subject and he will just start, he'll know all about it. He'll know all about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Yep. I thought about it. Because a lot of people are like, how did you have you two been together so long, you know? We've been together 31 years. Yep. And laugh. Oh my God, he'll make you laugh and not even mean to. Not even mean to. He comes up with this crazy ass shit. And my son too. My son is funny. He's so funny. He should be a comedian. Yeah, yours 30 years. That's awesome, Sunset. That's amazing. Right? A lot of people can't say that, right? Did we fight for it? Hell yes, we fought for it. Did I leave him and go halfway across the country to Montana in 2016 when I was going through my walk-in? When I walked in, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Did he come chasing me all the way to Montana? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Wow, 33 years. Wow, that's amazing. 14 years. 23 years. Yeah. We work at it though, right, guys? We sure do. Yep. Yes, during my cop hugging spree. Yes. Yep. It's snap time, guys. This is our butterfly, and y'all are on here, and you're empowering yourselves and creating the new earth. So this is our past loved ones always with us Forest Fairy did this for us. This is our dragon energy, and the priest, the pan, the unicorn, the angel, the joker, the mother goose. We are safe in here, and the hugs and kisses, the ankh, the star energy, and the white rabbit, because we do go down those rabbit holes, right? And this is magic. We are magic. Steffi did this for us, also our room, and we're always being watched over and cared for and protected. Believing is seeing, guys. Believing is seeing. This is who we are. We are the rainbow butterflies, or the rainbow warriors of the Hopi prophecy. Kathy did that for us. We are going to recite the song of the 144,000 for empowerment for our souls. We thank you, Mother Father, that you have revealed to us your protective universal light, that within this light is complete protection from all destructive forces. That the Holy Spirit of your presence permeates us in this light, and wherever we will the light to descend, wherever we will that light to descend. We thank you, Mother Father, that you have filled us with your protective fires of love, that within this love is complete protection from all destructive thoughts and feelings, that the consciousness of Christ is lifted up in us, in this love, and wherever we will the love to be inflamed. By our will, guys, we have that power. Here's a big old lucky hug for everyone in here, empowering yourselves and creating. And we thank you, Mother Father, that you are in us and we are in you, that through us your will is sent forth on wings of power, that your purpose is accomplished on earth as it is in heaven, that through us your light and love and power is manifest to all the sons and daughters of mankind. We are the love, we are the light, we are the truth, we are. And divine love is working through us here and now to create the new earth. Yes. This is our healing chain, and all these people have asked us to connect our energy with theirs so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with Reiki, with light language, with crystals, with prayer. I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael, have him connect his energy with all these beautiful people. And we are going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. Hello, Christina. Hi, beautiful. Mia Satosh Koros Priyata Makorosiata. Mia Satosh Koros Priyata Makorosiata. Mia Satosh Koros Priyata Makorosiata. Hello, Teresa. All right. Thank you for that, guys. I know each and every one of them feels that. They feel our love. So much love we send when we do that. That's why we have the healing chain. Hello, Teresa. Hi, darling. I see you. All right. We're going to get back into... Oh, boy. Never done that. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, we're going to do chapter 3 in the Book of Enoch today. Chapter 3 and chapter 4 yet. They're small. Okay. We are very lovable. Okay. Chapter 3 is the fallen angels. Okay. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Semjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together, and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leaders: Semlazes, their leader Erikleba, Remiel, Kokabela, I can't pronounce half these words, Tamlel, Rublel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Baraquilo, Asiel, Armios, Badarel, Enanel, Zakwel, Samsapiel, Satarel, Terrell, Jomjael, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchants, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Semjaza taught enchantments and root cuttings. Armaros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakuji taught astrology. Kokabel, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Araquiel, the signs of the earth. Samshiel, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. That was chapter 3. Yeah, weird, huh? Imprecations are not good. They're like dark oaths. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Chapter 4. Intercession of angels. And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, The earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their cryings up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, Bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of gods, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages. And thy name, holy and glorious. Heaven is a place on earth. Thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things hast thou. And all things are naked and open in thy sight. And thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all unrighteousness on earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Samlazis, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now, behold, the souls of those who have died are crying out, making their suit to the gates of heaven. And their lamentations have ascended, and cannot cease, because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass. And thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed. And a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel, hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in Dudael, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness. And let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment he shall be cast into the fire. And heal the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish, through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed, and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel said the Lord, Proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of the watchers from amongst men. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have, and no request that they make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live in eternal life, and that each of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, Go bind Samlazaz and his associates, who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all uncleanliness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment, and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of the fire, and to the torment, and to the prison, in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations, and destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children. And all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, and shall all be planted with trees, and be full of blessing. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it. And the vine which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure shall bear 1,000. And each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. Cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all godlessness, and all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth, destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration, and shall praise me, and all shall worship me. And the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment. And I will never again send upon it from generation to generation, and forever. And in those days I will open the store chambers of blessing, which are in the heaven, so as to send them down upon the earth over the work and labor of the children of men. And truth and peace shall be associated together throughout all the days of the world, and throughout all the generations of men. Before these things Enoch was hidden, and no one of the children of men knew where he was hidden, and where he abode, and what had become of him. And his activities had to do with the watchers, and his days were with the holy ones. And I, Enoch, was blessing the Lord of majesty and the King of the ages. And lo, the watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go declare to the watchers of the heaven, who have left the high heaven, the holy eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. Say to them, ye have wrought great destruction on the earth, and ye shall have no peace nor forgiveness of sin. And inasmuch as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones shall they see, and over the destruction of their children shall they lament, and shall make supplication unto eternity. But mercy and peace shall ye not attain. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against thee, to put thee in bonds, and thou shalt not have toleration nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught, and because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to men. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. And they besought me to draw up a petition for them, that they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of the Lord of heaven. For from thenceforward they could not speak with him, nor lift up their eyes to heaven, for shame of their sins, for which they had been condemned. Then I wrote out their petition, and the prayer in regard to their spirits, and their deeds individually, and in regard to their requests, that they should have forgiveness and length. And I went off and sat down at the waters of Dan in the land of Dan, to the south of the west of Hermon. I read their petition till I fell asleep. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions fell down upon me. And I saw visions of chastisement, and a voice came bidding me to tell it to the sons of heaven and reprimand them. And when I awaked, I came unto them, and they were all sitting gathered together, weeping, in Abel's jail, which is between Lebanon and Sennazer, with their faces covered. And I recounted before them all the visions which I had seen in sleep. And I began to speak the words of righteousness and to reprimand the heavenly watchers. Okay. So that is class for the day, guys. God and God again, right? Azazel. That name is familiar to me. Is Azazel's a demon, right? I think. Let me see. Azazel. Yeah. A figure in Islamic tradition is believed to be the original name of Satan. Oh. Azazel is Satan. Satan was once an angel named Azazel or Al-Harith. In the story of Harith, Azazel was one of 3 angels chosen to descend to earth and prove they could do better than humans. However, Azazel repented his decision and was allowed to return to heaven. The other 2 angels failed the test and were renamed Harut and Marut. Harut and Marut. Where have I heard that? Yeah, a demon, Azazel. A demon or evil spirit to whom in the ancient rite of Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, a scapegoat was sent bearing the sins of the Jewish people. The 2 male goats were chosen for the ritual, one designated by lots for the Lord, the other for Azazel. That's Leviticus. Interesting. All right. Angels reveal God's strength, right, out of our weakness. We are angelic humans. We got our angelic names. Oh, I don't even know if it has a cover, darling. Let me look. Let me see the complete book of... Let me see if it shows a cover. It might not. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It just shows that. The complete Book of Enoch, standard English version. Yeah. What PDFs are you looking for, Victoria? I have a bunch on my Telegram, my books channel. Oh, that is the cover? Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Well, we'll continue on Monday with chapter 5. Do you guys want to go over to TikTok and chit chat for a little bit? Thinking out loud. Fall in love in mysterious ways. All right. Let's go over to TikTok. Hopefully there's no one in here watching this because they're going to get cut off. All right. So we'll go over in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Off to TikTok we go.